In my hands today, I have the brand new Srixon ZXi Drivers. Now, this is the LS model, which I was fitted into at Silvermere, but in my right hand, I have the brand new ZXi MAX driver, Srixon's most forgiving driver to date. So make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to be putting this model up against the LS just to show you how forgiving this is. Okay, so what is new with the brand new ZXi Srixon Drivers? Well, first thing is the iFlex face. Now, this is a completely new face design. Its variable thickness has changed. So it's a little bit thicker on the outset, which has allowed Srixon to go thinner on the face. So what you're going to see is great speed off that face, especially with that rebound frame, which we've seen in previous generations, which is just going to give you speed across the face, but also saves that energy. So you are going to see some pretty nice distance on that too. Now, on top of that, you still have the star frame crown, which we've seen, which obviously is your latex design, which kind of obviously crosses like a star. That just obviously helps save weight and reposition discretionary mass, which will increase the MOI. Now, on top of that, you have the rebound frame, which is obviously that kind of double flexing zone. So you have the face flexing, and then the second flex will happen pretty much right about here. So just obviously save that energy. Like I said, give you better ball speeds and a better performance off that face too. What is also new with the Srixon ZXi drivers is the laser milling on the face. Now, what that's going to do is give you better stability and better performance in those wet conditions. So if you are one of those players who likes to brave the elements, you're going to get better control off the face with this too. Now, not only that, there are 3 head options. Now, in my hand right now, I have the LS. Now, this is the lowest spinning model that they have with the heavier weight at the front, lighter weight at the back. You're going to get probably better ball speed. But if you move that a little bit further back, it's going to give you a little bit of a higher launch and higher MOI with the heavier weight just kind of sitting in the back as well. Now, there is the ZXi, which is the standard model. Now, I don't have that with me, but it has 2 weights. You have a heavier weight and a lighter weight, which allows you to kind of adjust it to basically maximize and get the best ball flight characteristics for yourself. And lastly, we have the Max. Now, it is a little bit different. Obviously, this is LS to obviously the most forgiving head shape. Now, there is a 14-gram weight in the back here, sitting, so you're going to get the highest MOI possible. So when you do hit it across that face, it's going to be nice and stable as well. But without further ado, let's jump into the sound and feel and give these a hit. Okay, so LS in hand. Now, the one thing I really like about the Srixon drivers is they're not too gimmicky. There's not a lot of colors going on. It's just a classic look. Got a great matte finish on the top, and it just looks great behind the ball. I can see why guys like Hideki and Shane Lowry really do obviously perform very well with these. Very traditional looking, and look great. And I like what Srixon do. Oh, that feels so good. Fell back off a little bit. And there is that little kind of lovely cut I like to play. 125 club, 183 ball, 320 carry, brilliant height, low spin, landing angle, 42.9. Obviously tour average is 39, so it's thereabouts, but it's just a slightly higher ball flight. But yeah, absolutely great. Love the feel, love the sound. Srixon could be a dark horse of 2025. Calling it right now. All right, up next, we have the Max. Now, I put it on the same setting. This is a 9-degree head, so there is a degree difference. So it probably will launch a little bit higher and probably spin a little bit more as well. But what I will say straight away is for a forgiving driver head, like if you look at the 10K MOI heads, for example, this isn't that. It's still really compact. It's not massively deep in the face. It almost looks very similar in shape to the LS. There's not a huge difference in it, but just with that weight at the back, it just gives you that extra MOI. So let's put it to the test. Let's give it a hit. I like heads which aren't overly big, and I'm sure there's a few people that are the same. Oh, that came off like an absolute bullet. Wow. Now, this will be slightly draw biased as well. So pretty good numbers, I would say, straight away. 185 ball. Spin rate is going to be a little bit higher, which is to be expected, which is obviously going to take that landing angle a little bit higher too. A little bit higher in height, which is what I said would happen, obviously, just with the loft. But my first impression of this is This is absolutely class. So I'm gonna hit a few more shots on the Trackman. I've got the RCT balls down, so we're gonna get some nice accurate data. Obviously, put the LS and the Max kind of head to head almost and just compare the different numbers. But first impressions are really good so far, so let's get into it. Now, I know I've said it already, but I'm gonna say it again. This driver in 2025 is gonna be a dark horse. It is brilliant. It really is very, very good. And I've got the numbers to prove it. Now, one thing I will say about the LS is, for me, with that adjustable hosel and being able to flatten out the lie angle, it just allowed me not to kind of fight the right to left. I was able to hit that nice kind of tight fade. You can kind of see here, like the grouping's really good, even those mishits, which were maybe a little low in the face. And then obviously the one off the heel, maybe just kind of blocked it out a little bit right. Still really impressive. Ball speed numbers, 190, carry 336. The spin rates are phenomenal, 226. And even the ball speed 190, just all around a fantastic low spinning driver. The ZXi MAX was just as impressive, 184 mile an hour ball speed. This does spin a lot more, obviously, with it being a forgiving driver head, but it's not crazy spinning. You know, for me, it's 2,700, and at my swing speed, that is pretty good. So if you look at kind of your kind of tour average swing speed is going to be 115, and your spin rates are going to be 2,500. That is 27. So if you are someone who does have that kind of left to right shot shape, this is going to straighten you out. I struggle to obviously keep it from going left, which is what you'd expect in that draw by setup. But it is really good. Ball speed's 184, distance 314 carry, and then the height 160, landing angle that little bit higher. And again, like I said, the difference between the spin rates and the LS and the Max is about 500, which is what you'd expect. But absolutely phenomenal, really fun to hit, great drivers, and like I said again, it's going to be a dark horse for 2025. And on that note, if you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe because you're going to get all the latest reviews for 2025. I've been James from Moncard. We'll see you next time.